Am I audible?
I want to wait 20 seconds.
Hello, everybody. This is my voice. I actually do have a voice, surprisingly enough.
Alright, yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, cool. Alright, cool, awesome, great. Alright, so file B, because that's what people voted for. We're good for a countdown?
Yep.
All right,
whenever
cool.
you're ready again and count down, and I will start the timer again.
All right. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So I'm just going to say what I said before. I'm RubberDuckyAssassin. Like most Pokemon games, there's always a little cutscene in the beginning, so we're going to be able to talk about some stuff. So Pokemon Rumble is a WiiWare game that came out in 2009. Instead of owning Pokemon, catching Pokemon, and battling and stuff like that, we're actually playing as little toy Pokemon. You just kind of wind them up, and we go. And we only have 2 attacks, and you just move around and beat stuff up. So the point of any percent passwords specifically is not long after this game came out, kind of like Conquest, Nintendo gave out certain codes that you can put into the game that like, sorry, I'm trying to like fix my audio. That
Turn your down like 15%.
Okay. Okay, so hopefully that's a little bit better. Anyway, so they put on some passwords, and there's Pokemon that are some of them are just kind of basic everyday Pokemon like a Turtwig or a Squirtle, but there's also some interesting ones that's like the ones that we're going to be using in this run. We use 2 basic ones or 2 main ones, and then we have 1 for backup in case very specific things happen in certain parts of the run. But right now, this Rattata just kind of waltz into the Battle Royale, which is a main point of each rank. So there's 4 ranks in normal mode, and each rank has 7 stages, and well, not 7, 6 stages in a Battle Royale. And the point is to beat the Battle Royale and move on to the next rank. So this Rattata went into the Battle Royale and was not supposed to do that. So it's impossible to actually beat that Battle Royale. So the fastest way to get through that is just die. Butterfree, Parasect, Wigglytuff are all Pokemon that you kind of want to go towards. They'll kill you the fastest, because the other Pokemon will just kill you in 1 hit.
That's like 0.1 seconds, Jesus.
What's up?
Like that battle took like 0.2 seconds.
Yeah. So right now we're just doing a little tutorial level. I'm going to be doing a tackle in between the time I'm supposed to be stopped, because the game's supposed to stop you right when that box comes up, but if you time a tackle, you can get a little bit more ahead in the level. So whenever I'm doing a tackle, it's just to get a little bit more leverage in the stage. So the point of each rank is just to get to the Battle Royale as fast as possible. And in this game, like what happened with that Pikachu, the way you collect more Pokemon is to just beat stuff up, and then it'll maybe drop. There are certain instances where a Pokemon will drop 100% of the time. So if there's ever a shiny Pokemon, it will always drop. If it is stunned, so if it kind of looks like it's dizzy, it'll drop. And if it kind of has like the best way for me to describe it is just like a sparkly tint around it. There's like stars around it, kind of. It will drop. Other than that, it's just random.
So, RDA, what you're telling me is that the Pokemon drop themselves when they're defeated.
Yes. It's because it's like I don't even understand it. Like honestly, it doesn't really make much sense. Oops. It's kind of just like you fight them, and like in the later Pokemon Rumble games, it describes it more of as like the wind up thing that's like winding up this Ivysaur right now. It's kind of like gets tilted or something. I don't really get it, but they just fall and you pick them up. But for this fight, I'm gonna be Pikachu.
So I hear this category uses passwords. Why are you using passwords as compared to no passwords?
So passwords compared to no passwords is just faster. it also eliminates a lot more RNG factors that would be in the run instead of no passwords, which is actually funny because like I'm pretty sure for Conquest it makes more RNG or something, right? But this eliminates a lot of RNG into it, and it makes runs a lot more consistent and easier to kind of route. So yeah, and we're about to get into those passwords. We're not able to use the passwords until we're done with the tutorial level. But in order to like beat each rank, like I said, it's just getting through each battle royale as fast as possible. And getting to the battle royale, we have to get a certain power of Pokemon. So the more stages that you beat, the more powerful the Pokemon will be in that rank. So usually for each rank, it takes about completing 3 stages to get to the power that to get Pokemon that'll spawn that are the power that you need. And you can only know by just killing them. So the strat that we're going to be doing is going to the 3 fastest stages in each rank, clearing them as fast as possible, and then going into a 4th stage that would have the strongest Pokemon in it, and then just killing everything until something drops, and you hope that's the power. So right now, we're going through Eternal Tower. I route the stages that I go to in terms of, obviously, one, the quickness of the stage in general, and also the defense of the Pokemon that is the boss. So every stage has a boss at the end of it, and they're always different in each rank. So rank C, the boss for Eternal Tower is Marowak. And I go to Marowak first because Eternal Tower is the quickest stage in the game. Very, very straightforward.
That was not Eternal at all.
But Marowak has a lot of defense, so going to Marowak first makes that his power is a lot, or his or her power is a lot less, a lot less powerful. It'll take only 3 hits to kill. If I went to Marowak any later, then it would take at least 4, so it just saves a little bit of time there. We're going to Fiery Furnace because it's the second shortest, and for the most part, Rattata will kill anything in 2 to 3 hits. So that's kind of where you want to go off of. And this Rattata is one of the password Pokemon, obviously. It's a shiny Rattata, so that's also cool. But he has a special trait, or a special nature need, that's called Speedy, which is quite fitting for Speedrun. So in this game, instead of like natures or whatever, they're just called special traits, which just give them a little bit of an extra oomph to them. There's some things like it makes Pokemon drop more money. It doesn't get stunned. It can do attacks more quickly. So like end lag and startup lag isn't as much of a big deal. But Speedy, it doubles their walking speed, which is very, very, very useful in this run. So we've completed our 3 stages, and we're going into Rocky Cave for the only fact that the most powerful Pokemon are going to be in this stage, like Machops, Geodudes, Clefairies are all pretty good Pokemon in terms of power. Getting all
powerful in the Pokemon game. Who could have ever predicted that?
Right? He's actually pretty useful. He has his ups and downs to him, but So right now we're literally just gonna kill anything in sight until we get 100. We haven't gotten it yet. But yeah. So this Blastoise is our backup Pokemon, basically. So Rattata has Double Edge as its move, which is why it does so much damage to everything. And it also has recoil damage. So as powerful as it is, if it takes a while to get up the power that we need, it'll die. Which isn't that bad, because we need to die anyway. Okay, so we didn't actually get the power that we need at all in that time. So instead of going and beating the boss, it's going to be just a little bit faster just to exit and go back in. Because we don't need to beat another boss. Sit through those cutscenes. Alright. It's also very unlikely for you to not get the power that you need, so it's just bad RNG. But it's okay.
Happens to everyone.
Yeah. But so the RNG that I'm more concerned about in this run, the part that eliminates a lot of it, is having to worry about what Pokemon drops and like the moves it has. So like if I was doing no passwords, I'd have to worry about all the Pokemon's walk speed, the moves that they could have that could possibly like hurry them up in terms of walking. Like if it's faster, okay, cool. So we got 100. Getting a powerful enough Pokemon to get into the Battle Royale and be able to do it efficiently and like just fast. And also, you know, just everything I'm having to worry about right now is getting the power. So all I have to worry about in no passwords is just getting the power I need, and that's it. So the reason I took a death right there is because the only ways to save the Pokemon that you catch in a stage is to either die, so you have 3 lives in each stage or Battle Royale you enter, so you can either die or complete it. It's obviously just faster to just die at that point, so we're just take the death. So Shaman is actually very new to the route. I recently did this category at a speedrunning event in DreamHack Austin. And while I was down there before my run, I was like just hunting for things that could make the run faster. And Shaman has always kind of been my backup Pokemon, and Blastoise used to be my main fighter. Because Blastoise has Aqua Tail, and Aqua Tail is a very useful move for multiple reasons. But Shaman's Seed Flare that we're using right now has a lot of range, and it's a little dependent on the RNG of like where these Pokemon are walking. Because the Pokemon that spawn here, they spawn a certain amount of Pokemon from each stage and each rank.
Do you just walk to random places and charge? Do you have like a specific manipulation or like
yeah.
route you walk to?
Yeah, so like sometimes they can all just zone in on you, which is like really ideal because like they all spawn in a circle, and this attack is an actual circle. So if they can all just zone in, kind of like what they did right there, that was pretty neat. It can save a lot of time over having to walk over to all of them and only hit like 2 of them or something like that. But yeah, Shaman's just, his attack does a lot more damage. Has a defense drop mechanic, so I can do even more damage to it, or to them. And it has a lot more range. So we use Shaman in all the Battle Royales now, and Blastoise is just backup for if Rattata dies in a stage, or if Shaman dies in the Battle Royale. Alright. So that is rank C. There's like a lot of stuff in this game that's hard. It's hard to like remember to have to talk about everything and all that stuff, but there's a lot that goes on in this game. A lot of knowledge also. So now that we don't have to do a just instant tutorial stage, we can pick our 3 stages that we're going to be needing to go to. So Windy Prairie is the 3rd fastest stage in the game in terms of how long it takes for you to get to the boss. And rank B and rank A are very interesting stages. Rank B being the only stage that you can actually complete the stage, or complete this rank, and only have to complete 3 stages. And sometimes, and like depending on like really good RNG, you can only complete 2. It's the only. Sorry, what were you saying?
Like, how often do you get the 2 in terms of like RNG?
So it's. I'm not exactly sure like how, like what one and how often it happens. But instead of having to like go to your 4th stage to get the power you want, it is possible for the boss of the last stage, or of the 3rd stage, or one of the Pokemon in that 3rd stage to be the 200 power that we need, which would save about 40 to 50 seconds, and could save more depending on if you get good or bad RNG.
Here's that happening.
Yeah, it could save quite a bit of time, and theoretically, it could happen in any rank, but I've only ever had it happen to me in rank B, and I've been running this game for a solid 4 years now. So let me know if you guys have seen it happen before in any other rank, but I haven't. So another interesting thing about this game is that whenever you're moving with a Pokemon, there's actually no bonking or anything like that. You're always moving. Even if you're walking into a wall or a Pokemon, you're always in the running animation. So if I just like walk into the wall, I'm going to keep riding up the wall. kind of like what I just did right there. So you can use that to your advantage in terms of like hitboxes. Rattata's head, with this, you know, being kind of like toys, cute, whatever. Their heads are a lot bigger than what they normally would be. So Rattata's main hitbox is his head. So if I'm trying to like be a little sneaky and not get hit by stuff, I'll try to walk into the wall and still use the momentum of me walking to further me into the stage, but also not get hit. Because Rattata isn't that powerful. Which also leads into... So the reason I have these passer Pokemon at all is that I saved them to my Wiimote, which was just the strat that was given to me when I first started writing the game. So on a already completed file, we put these Pokemon on our Wii, and so when we are on a Wiimote, and then when we started the run after the tutorial, we were able to just play with them. But in order to put them on your Wii, you have to get them to their max power. So Rattata's maximum power is 388. And the max power that we'll be getting up to is around 600. So we aren't like having to really deal with that in rank A or rank C or B. But once we hit to rank A and especially rank S, Rattata's going to be a lot more prone to dying very, very easily to like 1 to 2 hits. Rank S, it's mostly 1 hit. Which the movement section will be a lot more risky to do with Rattata.
Good movement so far, so let's keep it up.
Oh yeah, it's pretty simple stuff. Rattata moves quick enough so that most of the attacks that these Pokemon have, they don't come out in time. We didn't get the drop though, so that's okay. So we're just gonna go into Fiery Furnace this time. Rocky Crave is actually like really bad in rank B, so Fiery Furnace has really good Pokemon in it. All of them have the potential to be the power that we need. So Rattata's power being 388, obviously it's not going to be fair to start rank C as 300 power Pokemon. So what the game does to make that fair is any Pokemon that you put on your Wiimote and go into a new file, it'll cap the Pokemon's power up to the power right underneath the power that you need. So in rank C, Rattata's power and all the other Pokemon, the password Pokemon that I had, their power was only 99. And in rank B, it's only 199. And it'll do the same thing until it hits their max. So in rank A, it's going to put Rattata's at its maximum power, which is 388. So that was actually not that bad. I think that was like first or second room drop, which is not bad at all. And go back to using Shaman, and this is the only battle royale that has this format. It's a very weird format. Unlike the last one where it was just 3 bosses at the end and they all spawn at the same time, this one has 4 bosses and they all spawn separately. Similar to the first one, the bosses spawn at a certain amount of Pokemon when there's a certain amount of Pokemon left, which you can see at the top right corner of the screen. So basically we're just obviously trying to kill stuff as fast as possible, but it's more specific in this fight too, this and S rank, because at a certain number you have to kill one of the bosses that spawn before you can spawn the 4th boss, which isn't that big of a deal because they're all weak. Like Golem is weak to grass, so I just do a lot of damage, and Alakazam and Gengar, which are the next 2 bosses, are just really, really weak in defenses in general, so it's not a big deal. But this shows a really good example of kind of them circling us and me being able to just kind of stand right in the middle and just be able to hit all of them at the same time, and it saves a lot of time. So that's Machamp. Machamp is OP as crap. So he can kill us in about like 3 hits. Yep, he's about to kill me. It's okay if I die near the end anyway, but it's ideal not to. But we're good.
Nice.
Alright. So rank A is my least favorite rank. Mostly because it's kind of just feels like they didn't exactly know what to do with rank A. They had a good idea with like they had their idea with rank C. It's pretty basic, easy stuff. Rank B was like just a little bit more powerful, just a little bit. And they
had all the hard stuff in S, but didn't really have an identity for A.
Oh yeah, they were like, okay, we're gonna make it this difficult. We're gonna put these Pokemon in rank S. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be difficult. And then like they go to rank A and they're like, oh yeah, Meowth, Persian. Yeah, it's very the Pokemon in this rank. This is usually the rank that kills runs. Even though like in rank B, where my run is at the moment, like my 31-41, I need to get the early 200 drop in order to get world record. That just has to happen. But rank A is the most consistent with like ruining things. Like it's so hard to get the power that you need early, just because all the Pokemon just suck. So, but it's still pretty easy for Rattata. He can still get hit by like one or two things and still be okay.
Got hit by that windmill and looked like he survived. So.
Yeah. You just gotta be a little bit careful, especially with the bosses. But we're gonna see a similar route. We're going Windy Prairie, Fire Furnace, and Eternal Tower. And like I said in rank C, depending on the defense of the bosses is when I go to them. Aerodactyl and Charizard have very similar defense. The only reason I actually go to Fire Furnace second is because going to Windy Prairie first makes it so Aerodactyl will die in 2 hits. Sometimes he will die in 3 hits if I go to him second, and Charizard always dies in 3 hits. So it's whatever.
This stage kind of reminds me of Ranger a little bit.
Yeah, I see it. I definitely see it. I don't actually know how far apart the 2 games are though.
It was like 3 years, I think.
Is it? Like 06?
05 was when Ranger came out.
Gotcha. But yeah, Charizard, one of the easiest manipulatable bosses. You can do like literally anything to me, and it doesn't matter. I think I might be burned, so I might die. Yeah, I died. Okay. So as long as he doesn't charge an attack when he did, I just won't die. So it's easy to tell when I'm about to die or not. I only died there because I got burnt. So. And Gengar is super weak, has no defense. So he dies in like 2 hits, more like 1.5, because he takes like 1 hit after the first hit.
So 64DS Spurion mentioned in chat. Where do you get this game and how can you run it?
Okay, so we've actually had a little bit of a discussion about this in the PSR Discord.
Because emulators seem like the only way to run it right now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think emulators have much of a difference. Like, they don't really think they do anything differently in terms of gameplay for this game. I personally wouldn't know, because I've never ran this game on emulator, or met someone who has. Also wouldn't know how passwords work, so questionable. But I think they found out a way to get this game that is totally legal. Yeah, like.
For more information, go join the PSR.
Yeah, it's one of those answers. We found a resolution. It's just like it's legal. Yep. All right, so so right here, like I said with the Pokemon not being great, it's not even worth killing Slowpokes because they just will never be the power I need. So I just walk past them. But this was on WiiWare, like obviously, and then I also bought this when WiiWare was like a thing on the Wii U. So I have 2 different copies of this game, technically. And I didn't seem like loading times were a difference on each version, so.
That recoil damage though.
What was that?
That recoil damage though.
Yeah. Again, it's really not a big deal if Rattata dies because I need him to die anyway. So. Okay, cool. Alright, got our power. Alright, so we're done with the worst rank.
So 1 rank to go then.
Yep, and it's a very intense rank. The difficulty gap is quite big. Also, the only little bit of RNG that kind of like can depend on how fast I'm going in this run. It's RNG where these Pokemon are standing in stages in general too. Oh, I got confused. Okay. So like in a stage or on the Battle Royale, it's RNG whether they decide to like, you know, walk towards you, attack, or whatever. Or what Pokemon spawn from each stage, it's RNG. So that can have a little bit of like it can kind of change the like how fast these Battle Royales can go, especially. But there can be instances and stages, especially in rank S, where I just really can't do much about it, and I just have to die, just because the placement is not good enough for me to be able to maneuver my way out of the way, or something like that. Right now, rank A has a pretty good Battle Royale stage, or rank, I guess. They all spawn in a circle, and they all just like walk towards you, so it's pretty simple. And okay, cool. So I got him in a hit stun, which is a little dependent on when you hit them and where you're standing exactly. Because sometimes you can hit them and they'll instantly start charging their attack, and Shaman has a little bit too much end lag and startup lag for the move for that to be able to work. You'd have to get out of the way. Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard are a little easier to do this with than they are with the S rank Battle Royale, but I've been practicing it a lot today, so hopefully the S rank Battle Royale goes well, because it looks really cool when it's done well. I love you too, Cosmo.
Who doesn't love Cosmo?
Honestly, who doesn't? That haircut? Alright. So rank S. Difficulty gap is quite big. I am going to not die, because I'm good at this game. Okay.
Hold you to it. So,
the Pokemon that are like, there's always going to be those few Pokemon that are a little scary to run into each stage. I didn't really come across it in the other ranks, but I might come across it in this. So in this stage, Rapidash and Arcanine are the scariest ones because their attacks take a lot less time to charge up, and they have pretty decent range for their attacks. So we're going to try and be a little bit more careful around those Pokemon. And just hope they don't spawn. Oh, Eevee is also scary. Eevee is one of the few Pokemon that can spawn in any stage. Eevee and Ditto. And they don't spawn often. I promise. Oh my goodness. Alright. Also, timing that double edge is a little precise, but I have pretty good visual cues for all of them. Saves a little bit of time, and this is looking like it's perfect RNG for this Moltres fight. Yep, nice. So that Moltres can do Heat Wave, which is a very big range and a long attack, so I'd have to like kind of get really far away. But right there, that was perfect because it got a little closer to the trampoline. Also, actually, I don't remember what I was going to say for that. That went well. Yay. Alright. Oh, The reason I went to Fiery Furnace first is because Fiery Furnace is the hardest stage, debatably, to do movement in. Also, Moltres and Dragonite have the same amount of defense, so there isn't like any exact calculations or whatever or numbers. It's just like a little dot system. So like Rattata has 1 dot of attack and 1 dot of defense. Moltres has I believe 4 dots of defense. Dragonite also has 4 dots of defense. So doing them in any order is kind of however you choose. I just choose to do Fire Furnace first because it's a little more difficult. The only Pokemon I really have to worry about is Dodrio. Fearow can also be scary because its attack is really quick, but its hitbox isn't that great.
How many frames of lag is that hit on Fearow?
I'm sorry?
How many frames is that attack on Fearow then if it's that fast?
I have no idea. I haven't like been able to really do like frame counts with this game just because it's basically just kind of been me playing this game for so long.
Hopefully this gets more exposure because it does look like a decent game to run.
I'm sorry?
It does look. Hopefully this gets more exposure with this run in the marathon because it does look like a decent game.
Oh
to run.
yeah. It's definitely a really fun game. Both the categories are really fun in their own way. Like no passwords. Any of the no password categories are really easy to pick up and just play. And the password categories make it, just makes the game easier, makes the game more consistent. And it's not hard to get your passwords. The only thing is just like Nintendo kind of made it hard for people to get access to this game, but we did find a way. It's just in the Discord. But Eternal Tower, all the stages that are on the left-hand side are just all longer. They all have either have an extra room to them, or the rooms just take longer. Also, there's instances where the bosses are just bulkier and stuff like that. So it's just a coincidence that these 3 stages on the right are always faster. I've timed them multiple times, and they're always just faster. And the reason we go to Eternal Tower last is because Zapdos only has 3 dots of defense. Though the Zapdos fight is the scariest fight because the little enemies that are with Zapdos are like kind of close to him and have a range attack so they can hit you. But that went really well. Not dying at all in rank S is very good.
Yeah, it definitely sounds, from what you made it sound like, it sounds like a really good run so far.
Yeah, definitely. Execution-wise, this is a pretty good run. Alright, so now you can actually go really... You have like a bunch of places you could go to if you really wanted to for this rank. You could go to Rocky Cave, you can go to Fiery Furnace, you could probably stay in Eternal Tower to get the power that you need. I prefer Fiery Furnace. I'm actually going to switch out. Just because it's a little bit... I've had a little bit more consistent time with getting the power here. All of the Pokemon here can be the power. In Rocky Cave, there's only like a select few. But to each their own. So we're just going to get our 600 power. Hopefully. Maybe. Possibly. Yep. It's a pretty straightforward, easy, basic run-of-the-mill category for sure. It's just, this is the fastest way to beat the game. There's 2 other difficulties. There's normal, advanced, and EX, which are very different runs for sure. And I've put like some time into those categories, but this is the category that started it, or not really started at all, but I've started getting into the game a lot more in the most optimized category, I would say. Alright, cool. We got our 600. Took a little bit, but we got it. Also, I have a little bit of invincibility frames at the beginning. Never really got into that, but that is a thing. I kind of just like mess around for like a few seconds after I come out. Alright. And I went into Shaman there just because Shaman can die a little sooner on on S rank just because they're pretty powerful, and I don't have to switch in. Saves a little bit of time. All right, so this battle royale can go many different ways. We'll see how this goes. This is okay RNG. See a lot of Aerodactyls, which is not great. But we're good. Also not one. Okay, cool. Alright, so this is somewhat similar to rank B in terms of there's actually 4 bosses. Because we always saw that mysterious little message, I guess, after each rank that was talking about someone that was more powerful, and I wonder if you guys could guess what Pokemon that was, because I couldn't. But that mysterious Pokemon is Mewtwo. Oh my gosh, I thought it was Pikachu for the longest time. Wow. Alright. So basically, this whole thing, we're just trying to be the most powerful Pokemon. I didn't get the 1 cycle, but I didn't get the best RNG that time. But Blastoise is here for a reason. He's good to pick up the slack. And he's safe. His move is really quick. And this about wraps up this run. Time's on congratulations screen, which is in a few seconds. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, that was Pokemon Rumble, any percent passwords. Alright. And time. Yeah. Alright. But yeah, that's Pokemon Rumble, any percent passwords. Very quick run. There was a lot to talk about. I probably forgot to say stuff. I probably mumbled a lot and didn't make much sense, but yeah, this is a very, very fun game. It's really cute. You play as little toy Pokemon. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I've put a lot of time into this game. This was like.
The clock's still running. It was around like 36:59. Yeah, the chat said was probably right.
Okay. Cool. That's not a bad run. Especially for like the RNG. We got some pretty bad RNG there. But it's all good. It's all good. That was still really well executed, which is definitely something I was worried about.
Kevin went AFK, so I have no idea.
What's up?
Kevin went AFK, so.
Oh.
This time may keep going on for a while.
All right. Well, still underestimate. As long as he's back within 2 minutes, it'll still be underestimate. Yes. So, continue. There's more game. Isn't that great? But yeah, I've played this game for a long time. I've put a lot of time into it. There's a lot of resources for it. I'm always down to help people learn how to play this game. Yeah, it's fun.
I am here.
Welcome back.
Great ending there with the Rumble run.
Thank you. Yeah.
Why is that playing? I'm confused. Okay.
But yeah, thanks you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. It was awesome to show this game again.
You were a great you're a great runner.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks, RubberDucky. I am going to transition it over here, and you guys can listen to that music at the appropriate time, hopefully now. What do we have up next? Let it.
XD by Tootler.
Thank you.
XD, good game. Are we clear?
Not quite.
Oh, okay.
I'm still wrapping up the scene transition.
By the way, follow the Twitter at PKMN Speedruns.
Do
Updates
that.
for the entire
Do it.
marathon. And also nice GIFs. I'm running it as well as Amiibo.
That's an awesome GIF. Holy crap.
What is going on with
Good representation.
Something is weird with the background. Though. That's unfortunate. Okay.